as mayor, it will be my job to stand up for San Antonio. And ladies and gentlemen, we begin today, we begin together, and we've got a lot of work to do. Mr. President, San Antonio is ready to work with you, is ready to find common ground. When it comes to creating jobs, investing in infrastructure, and protecting the American worker, San Antonio is ready to work with you. In exchange, we expect respect. Respect for our local ordinances that protect our natural resources and our Edwards Aquifer. Respect for our community policing policies that say no to racial profiling, and say no to show me your paper legislation. Respect for women's rights, equal rights, and the fight for $15 an hour. This week, millions of Americans from across the country marched.
Right.
Mr. President, in San Antonio, we marched too. And we will continue to march until the voice of reason and compromise and common ground is heard. Mr. President, your executive orders go against our Christian values.
That's right.
And they will damage our local economy. I agree with Barry County Judge Nelson Wolf and the Chamber of Commerce that a 20% tariff on Mexican imports will be a 20% tax on people like you and me.
The aguacates.
It will lead to trade wars, and we will lose jobs today and make it more difficult to create jobs tomorrow. It will lead to more poverty in San Antonio. Your poverty, your policies will make poor people poorer. The truth is, we are living at a time where 1 in 5 people in San Antonio are living in poverty. Substandard housing, too much crime, neglected infrastructure, the lack of opportunity, low-performing schools. Work with us, Mr. President, on solving problems, on solving poverty, not making poor people poorer today. On health care, your policies are wrong. And they will only make the sick sicker. Because pre-existing condition, diabetes and cancer are not Democrat, they're not Republican, they're real, Mr. President. Thousands of San Antonio families are gonna lose their health care real soon. Work with us to fix that and not to make a health care crisis in San Antonio. With one stroke of the pen, you've heard our veterans. With one stroke of the pen, you've made it harder for people to own their first home. With one stroke of the pen, you have made our community, our environmental movement take 10 steps back. With the Dakota process. The Dakota pipeline affects us all. And we've got our own, and it's called Vista Ridge, and I need you here today to help me find that Vista Ridge pipeline. So, then there is the wall. Republican United States Congressman Will Hurd, that represents San Antonio and half the border, has said this is wrong. This will not work, it costs too much, and it's simply not what we should do. Republicans and Democrats coming together to find common ground. Mr. President, join us to find common ground.
Yes!
Tear that world
money.
down.
The
Tear
money,
down just that
the
wall.
lot of money that he's talking about spending on this wall could best be put to use to address traffic on 1604.
Yes!
We could use that money on Highway 90 and 281. We can make better use of it on I-35 and I-37 and Loop 410. That's where our money should be going to, not to a wall that everyone says will not work.
Yes! Education.
Education.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President. In the best interest of our country, in the best interest of San Antonio, reevaluate your executive orders and let's come together and find common ground.
Yes!
Because when it comes to sanctuary cities, the money that you say you are going to take away, I want to remind you of one thing. It is not your money, it is our money. So please keep that in mind. Because in San Antonio, we have a history. We have a Christian faith history. That we will take care of our neighbors.
That's right.
We will help them in their need. That's what we will always have done. And that's what we will fight to continue to do.
Yes!
Because we're talking about protecting good people.
Yes!
And 99.9% of immigrants are good people.
Yes!
We all agree.
Yes!
0.001 that are doing crimes should be deported. We all agree.
Yes!
But 99.9% of immigrants are good people. They're hardworking people. They're contributing to society. And we are going to stand up for us and for them and our values. In San Antonio, police officers are not immigration officers. And we are not going to foot the bill. We are not going to accept unfunded mandates to build your wall, your jails, your persecution.
That's right.
Our money is going here to fight poverty, to build transportation, to address water, and do the things that we need here in San Antonio today and in the future. So please, we are a nation of immigrants.
Yes!
And one generation helps the next.
Yes!
Because one generation, people are maybe the babysitters, they're the dishwashers, they're the people that mow our lawn. But their kids, the next generation of Americans, are the architects, the doctors, the engineers, the Olympic athletes, and why not, the next mayor of the city of San Antonio. We can't do it together.